Waka waka waka, what's up, and welcome back to the channel for this Saturday edition of FC Finch's reviews. And today, of course, we have an EAGLEMOSS ship on the table. As you always know how it goes, we get Transformers, then we get EAGLEMOSS, and every once in a while I'll throw in something a little different and, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. But these are kind of my two primary mainstays, so here we go. And as I also stated, if you watch my review of the Akira class starship, today is not a Star Trek ship. It is from the Battlestar Galactica official ships collection from EAGLEMOSS. And today we're going to take a look at the Galactica Blood and Chrome edition. So for those of you that haven't seen the film, I'm assuming a lot of people have by now. Blood and Chrome was a short film that came from the spawn of the 2004 Battlestar Galactica series, and it followed Adama before he became a commander of the Galactica, and as a Viper pilot. And of course we see it gives us a glimpse into the first Cylon colony war, and we of course have a Galactica that is still very much in service with a lot more cannons, a full coat of armor, all that good stuff. And yeah, EAGLEMOSS before they went they were able to produce a model of this ship. I forget if it was a special edition or not, so do forgive me if I don't remember that much. I think it was, but I could be wrong, so again, forgive me if I got that wrong. But that being said, we're gonna take a look at it today. Now, Battlestar Galactica was a short 12-issue EAGLEMOSS collection. I assume they would have gone further, but unfortunately, I don't think the collection caught the traction that they thought it would, which is unfortunate, because I am a huge, I have not seen the original Battlestar Galactica, so don't hold that against me, but I'm a huge fan. In fact, the 2004 version was one of my favorite science fiction series, so I'm a huge fan of the ships, the storyline. Again, I love watching the series. I'm trying to get the girlfriend into it at some point, so we're going to take a look at that ship today. So first off, that means taking a look at the packaging, and yes, all these ships are much bigger than the standard EAGLEMOSS Star Trek ships, so they all came in nice boxes. Now, I have unboxed this previously. It was on display for a while, just not on display yet. I know, I'm working on it, guys, so say we all. Battlestar Galactica on the front, official starships collection, official ships collection, Blood and Chrome Battlestar Galactica. And there we have a nice picture of Galactica, when she was a young lady, fully armored up, no longer a museum. Battlestar Galactica on the front with the nice colonies of Cobalt symbol, on the front. And then, of course, we have a nice description. You could read that on the side real quick. Press pause right now. And I'm pretty sure it's on the other side. What do you know? It's almost like I've done this before. And then, of course, on the top, we have another nice picture. Same picture that was on the front of the Blood and Chrome Galactica. And a bunch of legal stuff on the back. It's upside down. And there we go. And then, of course, look out for more ships coming soon. So there we have the box. And let's get this bad boy opened up, just like she were brand new. And we're going to take a quick look before we do anything. We're going to take a quick look at the magazine. Yes, this is an EAGLEMOSS is starting to compact down, and there we have it. Battlestar Galactica, Blood and Chrome. Again, same thing here. I don't read the magazine. So, fleet, colonial role, battleship, high-density kinetic energy weapons, missile launchers, nuclear weapons. This thing could take a nuclear missile at it. It was freaking awesome. Of course, we have the interview with Doug Drexler, one of the ship's designers. Of course, if you don't know, there are a few Star Trek related quirks in the series. Though we have a nice animated shot of Galactica, very cool. Okay, I absolutely love the 2004 series. Again, these ships are just so massive. You never really, I mean, very few in the series do you ever get like a full sense of scale of this ship. I mean, these ships are freaking huge. They have a factory in them for frickin' sake. And there we have nice shot of launch bay, some nice, it looks like, not entirely, some of these shots look, no, these are shots from the movie, I think. Very cool looking. And then, of course, we have a nice orthographic view of Galactica. Correct me if I'm wrong, Colonials. She was a Columbia class or a Galactica class Battlestar. I always forget. I think it goes under a couple different names. But feel free to correct me. And then, of course, have the Primus logo up here. Very cool stuff. I love these orthographic views. Again, you know, considering we'll never see anything like this in our lifetime, it's so cool that you have these magazines that kind of, you know, go off the best and make it feel real to us, because that is ultimately why we collect. So these ships that we see in science fiction can feel real to us. And there's a little talk, looks like about the movie, of course, in Blood and Chrome. We see a little bit of the background between the Cylon and Warstar, and there we have a nice shot of Mr. Doug Drexler. I salute you, sir. Battlestar Revisited, and of course that we have the next upcoming issue. And on back, so say we all. So let's finish getting the lady out of the box. So a fun fact, and again, I think most Galactica people might already know this. So they talk about a lot, an old lady being the one to deliver the Colonials to Earth, and so it's widely believed that Galactica was that old lady, not necessarily Rosalind. It was the Galactica, and feel free to correct me on that. But yeah, the Galactica is the old lady, because as we all know, spoiler alert, yes, the Galactica does die at the end of the series, unfortunately. So the stand, typical. I put that together too early. Stand, typical, and it has the nice Colonial symbol, Legend Stone Galactica 2021 Universal, and of course the standard peg in the bottom. And there we go. And these hold, I mean, it's wobbly, but it's a very loose fit, and I've never, just keep these in a nice in a nice closed off area, and nobody else, unless you have, if you don't have pets, then I guess you're good. But yeah, these should never fall off. So there you go, and that is it for the stand. And are you ready for it? Here we go. So say we all. Let us bring out, there she is, the grand lady herself. I'm going to move the box off to the side. I'm going to move the stand back a bit. And there she is, the Galactica. And wow, you know, so, and we're going to be going through all these Galactica models. I love how EAGLEMOSS does. I mean, it's typical EAGLEMOSS with, you know, this, for a ship that, I mean, color-wise looks very plain. I mean, the Galactica, obviously, this is a Navy in space, so it has that naval feel, that colorless, feel. This is a tool of war. But, you know, so similar to the the Daedalus, lots of nice detail. I mean, your fingers can really do the talking here. So again, you go across, and we got some nice, there's the nice Colonial shield at the top. And then, of course, we got a full array of flare cannons at the top. Remember, these kind of launched cannons like flares, very good looking. Got some nice traces of red paint right here. And moving along to the engine boosters, again, got some nice detail. I believe this is back where the FTL would be, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong. And this is nice molded detail right here. It has just the dirty feel. I love it. You can almost feel the grit on the outsides of the ship. I mean, you know, at this point in the war, she was a newer ship, but she had very much had these. There we have BSG 75, Battlestar Group 75, nice Colonial symbol on the side here, and you wouldn't have noticed this because I believe this armor was missing for the actual use mod. Galactica right here on the launch bay. Launch bays are immobile, of course. I mean, it's EAGLEMOSS model. This one does kind of have a little bit of wobble. It's not too bad. And again, the ship is mostly going to be on display, so I'm not going to like play with it or anything. And then, of course, on the bottom, again, you have more of the flare cannon detail and all these ribs. You can kind of feel into them. Just again, just feels very good. It feels almost kind of lifelike, just pocket sized. You got the flare cannons back here. Again, you could, like I said, you could just feel the grit. And again, you got this molded detail down here. This is great because you're never going to look down here when the model is sitting in its stand. You're going to have to pick it up to see all this. And EAGLEMOSS focused on that. It's absolutely beautiful. Again, got some nice molded, and it looks like differentiated detail. This is totally splendid. Again, for you have to consider, for a side of the ship you're never gonna look at unless you pick it up. And most of the time, let's be honest, people. Most of the time he's gonna be sitting in your in the stands right here, and you're never gonna look. You're only gonna look at the top. And EAGLEMOSS went to the trouble to detail on this. Is very cool. Got the nice detail in here under all these flare. I mean, you could just, you know, it's so cool when you can see this up close and just see, it's like, wow, this ship was serious business. You did not want to be on the business end of these cannons. You know what I'm saying? Coming around the front, got the, I believe this is like a little sensor array. And kind of got that nice, it's just a nice, very dull red paint going down the side, just very good looking. And then coming back, let's take a look. I think this is transparent plastic. Let me turn the light on. No, it is not transparent plastic. There's just a very nicely done for the boosters. Again, got some nice grill detail. I can't feel into it, but you got some nice grill detail back here. Got all the boosters very nicely done. It's very good looking. Model doesn't have too much weight to it. If there's any steel in this model, it must be on the internal side. It feels very plasticky, which is okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, they got the detail correct, and that is what I am after. So, and then of course, you could see right here, look at the launch bay doors, and they have this on either side. You have the colonial symbol right there. Again, it's just these little details that they are, and you only see the ship in the movie for a fraction of a second. It's just insane how much of the detail they added to this ship. Again, take one last look at the side here again. It's very beautiful. Just a very good looking ship. Every detail, again, for a ship that you don't see very, I mean, you don't see very, like I said, you don't see very much of the ship in this condition in Blood and Chrome. So it's just so cool how they add all that detail, and really cool how they gave us this model. So yeah, no, super beautiful EAGLEMOSS. I absolutely love it. And real quick, I just want to get in real quick. You can kind of see the detail back behind the launch bay. It's just so cool. You're never gonna see. That's just so cool how they managed to add that in. I absolutely love it. And if you want to sit the ship in the stand, it does not really collapse anywhere. You just want to go around. I usually just keep it right dead center. So right about here. And the ship will sit very nice. In fact, let's get a stand so you can kind of, and we'll raise the camera real quick. So, and let's just kind of go around, do a quick turnaround. I am working on getting a table. I know I say that every video, but I swear it is coming, guys. So give me like a week or two and I'll get something going. But you can just see how beautiful this ship is, and if it sits nice in its stand all well. So again, very, very cool model. And for some comparisons, now real quick, I just want to kind of give a disclaimer. I'm only going to do these as quick comparisons because I am going to go over all these ships individually. So again, don't get too bummed out if I don't get too in depth as I usually get. We're going to take a look at each one of these ships individually because they all deserve their own individual review. So first up, I'm going to get it next, the old lady next to the young lady. So you can kind of get an idea how that works out. I mean, same mold, same model, just a little bit more, just different details for the ship at different times of its life. There she is next to her replacement, the Mercury class Battlestar Pegasus. And we can kind of see how that works out. The bucket and the beast, although she's not much of a bucket at this point in her life. Very cool looking. And lastly, you know what's coming, don't you? You guys know what's coming. You're not dumb. You know this. There she is next to the Valkyrie. The smaller, doesn't look as, I mean, again, the Valkyrie is a lot smaller than this, but the EAGLEMOSS doesn't focus on scale like that. So you can kind of see it next to one of Adama's future ships. Very cool looking. And lastly, there we have the family shot. Now raise it up so you can kind of see the Galactica, the young lady next to the Pegasus and the Valkyrie. And man, they just look awesome together. Absolutely too cool. How can you absolutely argue with that? That is just so freaking awesome to see. So let's summarize, and there we have it for the EAGLEMOSS Battlestar Galactica official SIPs collection, Blood and Chrome Galactica. And again, this model absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love how it can be such a plain from an aesthetics perspective and a color perspective, such a plain colored militaristic ship, and just have so much detail packed into it. Again, it's just a very vibrant model given what it is. And especially I know there's not too many models of the Galactica out. I know they have the Mobius model kits, which I am personally not a good model kit builder. So that is why I choose to go the EAGLEMOSS route, because I get that detail, the detail that I am unable to add myself. And if you're just like me, I highly recommend this model if you can get it for a fair retail price. Now again, this model, I've had it, I pre-ordered it when it was new. I think it was about $60 or something like that. And I think anywhere from 60 to 80 bucks is relatively fair for the ship. But again, if you love the ship, then money is no object. Again, this is a hobby, so it's not like we're making a lot. It's not like we're making too much money on this anyway. So again, if this ship is a love interest for you, then I do recommend it highly. So feel free to pick it up where you may find it. Now, I'm not going to put the real merch link in my in the below, just because I'm not sure if EAGLEMOSS ships are there. I have not had a chance to check before I made this video, so do forgive me. But again, feel free to check eBay, check Facebook, see if anybody is selling this if you are interested. Like I said, I highly recommend it if you can get it for a fair retail price, or again, if you just wanna have a great model of the ship, I highly recommend it regardless. So that being said, it is time to end. So if you like this video, consider hitting that like button, and also consider subscribing to the channel. Again, this is something I kind of do in my free time, in between my full-time job. So whenever you see it, that's when I have time to post up, and I intend to keep on doing this for quite a long while. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped your collecting decision. Thank you so much for watching. So say we all.